Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to continue on with some more Street Fighter themed customs. I've previously already made a Chun-Li inspired repaint, so now it's time to move on to my next favorite, Sakura Kasugano. To do this, I'll be using a Claudine Wolf's body, but I'll be swapping out her head with a rebooted Duraclear. So let's get started. We've got a ton of work to do. Sakura is truly iconic. Her and Chun-Li are both on my top tier list of favorites. She is one of those characters who is so easily identifiable even if you haven't played Street Fighter. According to her wiki page, she is a Japanese schoolgirl with an intense fixation on Ryu, having copied and learned many of his techniques, and chasing him around the world to prove herself to him. I'm in love with Sakura's new costume change in Street Fighter V. I'm just too fond of her nostalgic outfit, so that's the costume I'll be making this time. Sakura is always portrayed as smiling, so I wanted to use Duraclear's rebooted head. Claudine's expression is just too pouty to fit Sakura's style, so I soak the head in hot water and carefully tug it off without trying to burn myself. I then tie Duraclear's hair back and carefully cut down to tiny nubs. I'll actually be saving the hair for once this time. Airbrush time! Using a mixture of mocha, ivory, white, and yellow acrylic paints and water, I created a flesh-colored skin tone. It took 4 coats with my airbrush to become opaque. To seal in the paint, I used a matte varnish and water mixture. After her body is prepped and sealed, I can start on her face up. Okay, so y'all can go ahead and disregard that eye there. I did that as sort of a practice eye, and I didn't like how it turned out, so I redid it later. So yeah, just forget that. Anyway, I felt unusually brave that day, so I went straight in with a black watercolor pencil. This first layer for me is just sort of an outline of where I want all the eye bits to be. Then I slowly move on to the other features of her face. I have 2 very conflicting styles when it comes to my face repaints. It all depends heavily on the characters I'm doing. In my Wonderland dolls, I tried to give them a more realistic face, and on my Street Fighter girls, I lean more towards anime type eyes. So I wanted to keep Sakura's features relatively cartoony with a few details. Details like blush and eyebrow hair, you know, things like that. Oh, so there's that new eye there. In my opinion, this eye turned out way better than the initial eye I originally drew. Off screen, I went ahead and painted the scaleras white and already added the eye shines. I slowly built up and layer the eyes little by little and remaining careful as to not make anything look too uneven. I add the pupils with a glossy black acrylic paint and layer up the eyelashes as well. Also, I blend in brown, red, and yellow tones into the waterline. All the products I use are in the description box, so feel free to check that out as well. I'm unsure why, but working on the eyebrows is my favorite part of the face-up process. I go in directly with a black pencil and start shaping the brow. I start adding soft pastels to mimic face makeup and do what's called blushing. I add brown and yellow tones to her eyes and use reds and pinks for her cheeks and nose. After this point, her face is mostly done. Using one of my own highlighters, I give her some glow. Although most artists use micro glitter to achieve this, it works for me, and just look at that highlight. I also add a teeny amount on her nose. Since her face is done, let's move on to her hair. I cover the head in cling wrap and secure it with a rubber band. Using a stretchy fabric and a rubber band, this will be used for her wig cap. I coat the fabric in Mod Podge and brush on 3 layers until the surface is hard. Once the glue has fully dried, we can remove it and cut off the excess. This isn't necessary, but I like to paint the wig cap to a similar color of whatever hair I'm using. When it comes to the hair, I prefer to make yarn wefts. It's cheap and comes in a wide variety of colors. I wrap the yarn around cardstock cut out at 21 by 7 centimeters. I keep wrapping round and round until I get a decent amount to cut off. Wait, we might need more than that. There we go. Actually, this is probably too much now. I then tie on the strands to a wire hanger by folding the strands in half and looping the bottom through the middle, like so. Once the hair is combed out and straightened, I created this wig that looks eerily similar to Cousin It. I also added the part near the back of the head. Then I start to chop away the hair. I first created a blunt cut in the back of the head. I slowly trim up the sides that frame the face, like so. I make sure to cut at an angle. I then make a straight cut on the bangs a bit longer than how I want the finished product to look. On the back of the head again, I start to create layers. Using my scissors upright, I trim strands that look too boxy. I brush the hair forward, and to be honest, after this point, I just wanted to finish the hair. So my lazy booty just started snipping places at random. Having my scissors tilted at an angle helped give a more layered and choppy look. I continued to snip randomly until I was happy. I must have gotten lucky, because the hair actually turned out pretty decent. After some styling with water, it didn't turn out half bad. I also sprayed the wig with some hairspray. Now that we've completed the hair, I decided that painting on the front of her headband would look much better than attempting to tie a cloth underneath her wig. I didn't want to add any unnecessary bulk. So, using watered down acrylic paint, I brushed on a few coats until the headband became opaque. I opted to paint on the headband because in most artwork of Sakura, it seems almost as if her headband disappears under her hair. I thought this might be difficult to achieve on a small scale, so painting seemed the better option. It took quite a few layers, but eventually did become opaque enough. Using light brown pastels, I create a false shadow under the headband. This will greatly add to the illusion, and help the headband to not look so bright. I lightly dust on my pastels to the brim of the headband. I love how in doing this, you can notice the difference right away. I start with the light brown and work up to darker shades. I'm just lightly dusting and not trying to add too much force. I do this all the way across the headband. I wanted to use a Claudine body, specifically because her hands are molded to have gloves already. Then taking 2 tiny pieces of foam, I paint that and the hands red. Since I have my red paint out, I go ahead and paint her skivvies. Oh, and I am aware her legs are chipped, but that's bound to happen on painted joints. What can I say? C'est la vie. I also paint on a faux collar while I'm at it. Using a self-drafted pattern, I sew her top. I had difficulty sewing this, so I just did it off camera. Moving on to the skirt, I cut out a rectangular piece of fabric 23 by 3 centimeters. I then tuck in the fabric to create the box pleats and just pin the fabric down. I do this all around the fabric. After all the pleats are in place, I double check to make sure it fits around her waist and then sew along the top. And here she is, all complete. I had so much fun creating her and hope you all enjoyed watching. She is available in my Etsy store, so feel free to check that out. If you are interested, please be mindful that the joints do chip, so make sure you're okay with that. Feel free to follow my Instagram as I do update daily. And tag me in anything if I inspired you to create something. I do hope you tune in another time. I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now. give me.